Welcome back to Aeolian Tech. Stay tuned for more updates on aviation. The Boeing 777-200ER, a workhorse of the skies, stood gleaming under the bright lights of Kuala Lumpur International Airport. It was March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, bound for Beijing, was preparing for a routine red-eye flight. The crew, led by Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, was experienced and well-rested. The passengers, a mix of nationalities, settled into their seats, anticipating their arrival in China. Nothing about this flight seemed out of the ordinary. At 12:36 a.m. local time, MH370 lifted off the runway and into the night sky. The first leg of the journey was uneventful. The pilots maintained routine contact with air traffic control. The weather was clear. Passengers likely dozed, read, or chatted quietly. In the cockpit, the familiar hum of the engines and the glow of the instruments created an atmosphere of calm professionalism. As MH370 approached the boundary between Malaysian and Vietnamese airspace, air traffic control in Kuala Lumpur issued a routine instruction. The pilots were to contact Ho Chi Minh City Control upon reaching the handover point. "Good night, Malaysian 370, came the calm voice of the controller. The response from MH370 was equally routine. "Good night, Malaysian 370. These were the last words ever heard from the cockpit of the ill-fated flight. At 1:19 a.m., MH370's transponder, which automatically broadcasts its location, went silent. This was unusual, but not necessarily a cause for immediate alarm. Transponders can fail, and pilots sometimes switch them off deliberately in certain situations. However, as minutes ticked by with no further communication from MH370, a sense of unease began to grow in air traffic control centers across Southeast Asia. The initial attempts to contact MH370 proved futile. Controllers in Vietnam, Thailand, and China all drew blanks. The silence from the cockpit was deafening. Confusion reigned as minutes stretched into hours. Where was MH370? What had happened in those crucial moments after the last transmission? Unbeknownst to those frantically searching for the missing plane, MH370 had made a sharp westward turn off its planned flight path. This deviation, captured by military radar but not initially shared with civilian authorities, added another layer of mystery to the unfolding drama. Why would a commercial airliner, seemingly operating normally just moments before, suddenly veer so dramatically off course? The question hung heavy in the air, unanswered. As dawn broke on March 8, 2014, the world awoke to the shocking news. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, carrying 239 people, had vanished without a trace. The initial disbelief soon gave way to a growing sense of dread. A massive search and rescue operation, one of the largest and most complex in aviation history, was swiftly launched. The eyes of the world turned to the skies above Southeast Asia, searching for any sign of the missing plane. News crews descended upon Kuala Lumpur International Airport, broadcasting live updates to a global audience captivated by the unfolding mystery. Families of the passengers, their faces etched with worry and disbelief, gathered at designated waiting areas, clinging to hope as they desperately sought answers. The disappearance of MH370 was not just a tragedy, it was an enigma that would consume investigators, aviation experts, and the public for years to come. The initial search area for MH370 encompassed a vast expanse of the Gulf of Thailand and the South China Sea. Ships and aircraft from multiple nations scoured the waters, their crews straining their eyes for any sign of wreckage or debris. The sheer scale of the search was staggering, a testament to the international cooperation and determination to find the missing plane. Days turned into weeks, and the search area expanded further, eventually encompassing a vast swath of the Indian Ocean. Satellite data analysis based on faint handshakes between MH370's communication systems and orbiting satellites provided tantalizing clues about the plane's possible trajectory. These clues, however, were open to interpretation, leading to much debate and speculation among experts. The search for MH370 became a race against time and the elements. The ocean depths in the suspected crash zone were immense, posing significant challenges for search and recovery efforts. The longer the plane remained missing, the slimmer the chances of finding any survivors. Yet, the search continued relentlessly, driven by a combination of hope, determination, and the need to provide answers to the families of those lost. The cost of the search operation was enormous, both in terms of financial resources and human capital. Governments, private companies, and individuals contributed their time, expertise, and resources to the effort. The search for MH370 became a global endeavor, a testament to the shared humanity that binds us in the face of tragedy. Over a year after MH370 vanished, a glimmer of hope emerged from the vastness of the Indian Ocean. A piece of debris, later confirmed to be a flaperon from the missing plane, washed ashore on the island of Reunion, off the coast of Madagascar. The discovery, both heartbreaking and encouraging, reignited the search effort and offered tangible evidence that MH370 had indeed met a tragic end somewhere in the remote southern Indian Ocean. The flaperon, along with other pieces of debris that surfaced in the months that followed, provided crucial clues for investigators. Analysis of the debris, including barnacles attached to some fragments, helped to refine the search area and shed light on the plane's possible final moments. However, the debris also raised more questions than it answered. The condition of the debris, some of it seemingly showing signs of a controlled ditching, fueled speculation about the circumstances surrounding MH370's demise. Could the pilots have attempted a controlled landing on water, or did the plane break up in mid-air, scattering debris across a wide area? The discovery of the debris, while providing some answers, also deepened the mystery surrounding MH370's fate. The search for the main wreckage of MH370 continued, but the challenges remained immense. The vastness of the search area, the depth of the ocean floor, and the unpredictable nature of the currents made finding the plane a daunting task. Despite these obstacles, the search teams pressed on, driven by a commitment to finding answers and bringing closure to the families of the passengers and crew. Subscribe to Aeolian Tech Channel for more updates. Thank you.